Hey, Bill.
Hey, Speaker.
Appreciate it. Good to see you all.
Hey, so here's Congresswoman and the virus and the waiting.
Yeah, reopen the government so we get back to work.
I mean, but this
great.
excuse just keeps on moving.
Yeah,
No, it's not great if you want representation.
Last week
no,
there's
hold
750.
Wait, let me answer the question. We're happy that she got elected. She's filling her father's seat. That's fantastic. We have a long tradition here and a process of how we administer the oath to a member. You know, you served here for a while. We're going to do that as soon as we get back to work. We need the lights turned back on, so we encourage both of you to go open the government so
Didn't
we
we do
can
that
get everybody back to regular session.
Republican swore the person
No,
in
no,
under these circumstances.
the exception is there were two Floridians who were elected in a special election that's happened a couple months back. They were here on a day, they had their families here, they had a scheduled day for the oath of office, and the House was called out of session that day. They had all their family and friends here. So we went ahead and went through the process in a pro forma.
With all due
Let me
respect.
finish. Wait, let me answer the question if you're going to ask it. And so that was the exception we did because the family was here. Ms. Grijalva, Rep-elect Grijalva, has not yet had a scheduled date because she was elected after the House was out of session. So I am anxious to administer the oath to her
How much is this?
as soon as you guys vote to open the government.
You don't want to be on the Epstein discharge. How much?
It's totally absurd. You guys are experts in red herrings and
Moving
distraction.
along.
No, does nothing to do with Epstein. The House Oversight Committee is working on the Epstein files right now, releasing 34,000 pages and more on the way.
You know, she's huge.
Let me finish. The House Oversight Committee,
Come up with excuses. This is an excuse, so she doesn't sign on to that.
this is absurd.
This is the longest time the House.
Do you want me to answer the question? If you ask the question,
You're
let me
not
answer.
actually answering the question. This entirely has to do with.
Okay,
the Epstein.
you see, this is a publicity stunt. Let me tell you what's happening. The House Oversight Committee is working on the release of the Epstein files. There are some of the biggest bulldogs in Congress in the Republican and Democrat side who are working on that aggressively. I met with the victims before they went out and did the press conference, and the House Oversight is doing its job. Did you know, you might not, because we haven't been in session, the House Oversight has its lawyers in New York City combing through the Epstein estate files. None of that had been anticipated by discharge petitions or anything else. They have subpoenas that are being supplied, they're being followed through on by the Department of Justice. We have more subpoenas that are outstanding for big name persons, Democrats and Republicans, and there are more documents coming through. They're doing the work, they're doing it methodically, they're doing it with subpoena power, and you don't need an act of Congress for that to happen because they're already on it.
So then
I was in the room with all of
Why are you
them.
blocking her then?
I'm not blocking her, I just.
This is the longest time that House Oversight has been out of session. That's not in a regular August session. This is the longest time it's taken for someone to be sworn in, and it all had to coincide with the fact that she's going to be the deciding vote on the discharge.
I know why you're upset. I know why you're upset.
Mike,
You get a lot of heat because the government is closed down and you guys
Well, we're
made the
not.
decision.
Actually, no.
You wait, you made
I
it
got
5 times.
Mike,
to
I
keep
got
the
a
government
request.
closed.
I got a request.
Yes.
Why don't we do this? Why don't you bring back your Republican members so we can have a serious negotiation with
We're
them?
going to have plenty of negotiations.
Well, why don't we,
As
why
soon as
don't
you
we,
open the government.
why don't we, why don't we?
Let me
bring
tell you
back-
why they're not here, because the House
I
did
mean,
its job.
14 days since July 25th.
Yeah, and real people are
They've been
feeling
on
real
it,
pain.
and they've been on an extended summer
Let's
vacation.
pay with it.
They're not on
You bring them back.
vacation. Wait a minute.
I have
wait
an
a minute.
opportunity. I can
Patience.
talk to every one of my Republican colleagues down there, and we're talking about
Every
this all the
day.
time.
Yeah, and they're talking about it over here as well.
And
Council members-
Republican members from Arizona, where are they?
They're
are
in their
Arizona.
district. They're in their districts working.
They're sitting.
Wait a minute.
They're sitting.
Oh, hey, Mike,
They
hold
did
it.
their job.
They did their
They're
job.
sitting in their
Okay,
basement.
Mike Mueller from New York, tell
With
them.
all due respect, you voted multiple times to keep the government shut down, okay? The Republican members from Arizona voted to keep the government open.
They did.
So don't sit here and try to lecture us about whether or not we did our job. We did our job. You did not.
What's going to be premium?
Oh, you mean the bill that I'm signed on to extend it? Oh, yeah.
When is-
Right, because you know what? We actually have put forth legislation to do it. You guys just keep pontificating. How about you go down the floor and they go vote to open the government up? That would be great.
All right, Larry,
Here's the clean CR. Go vote to open the government up.
we're going to have lots of, wait a minute.
If you bring them back, we will have a discussion later. It's very simple.
You're holding the American people hostage because you want to have a
Yes, you
policy
are.
debate.
Yes, you
We have policy debates here every
This
day.
policy
House works
debate,
on
there's
that.
no possibility nobody's there. You're
Yeah,
talking to
that-
yourself and this guy over here.
We're having the debate.
My constituents and yours, I imagine yours are going to be hurt even worse than ours.
We
With these premium increases.
We have a lot of
We have
issues
to
to work
fix
on
it.
together, and the
When people-
Republicans
when
are the
people don't
party.
have healthcare,
Wait a minute, wait just a
people-
minute.
Oh, the party that's going to kill health.
But
No.
by the way, healthcare premiums since 2010, when Obamacare passed, have risen by over 60%. So what
Who's
you're,
that?
what
So
you're,
you want to cut now? You want to cut now?
you're not upset
We
about
want
that?
reform.
You should be upset
Well,
about
they
it.
get going.
should
Get
be
your
upset
people in line and get the
That your
reform. Send it over.
constituents have been drawn away our premiums under a
300%.
300%.
And I imagine in Louisiana it's that high.
Yeah, no, there are big
My
problems with
question-
healthcare. There's big problems with Obamacare. It needs a lot of reform. The
We're going to
Republicans
touch on
have
that.
pages of ideas.
Get the government open.
We have hundreds of ideas. Guys, we got to get the government open and turn the lights on so we can get everybody
Get your
back into
people in
regular
and
session.
stop covering for the pedophiles.
There's not, that's ridiculous.
Nobody's covering up for pedophiles.
You know- She knows, you know that she is the, you know, she is.
I'm going to get back to work. These gentlemen had a publicity stunt here. You see the issue. They need to go and vote to reopen the government.
Get your
Plain and
money back.
simple.
One of the
Get
things.
The House has done its work. Every single Republican in the House but one voted to keep the government open to make sure TSA agents, Border Patrol agents,
And even if they do
The troops
anything,
and everybody
they're
else
not
are
here next week, even if we strike a deal. you have
and
to
the
get the
Democrats
public
have voted repeatedly to keep the government closed. Plain and simple. That is the
Premiums gonna go
issue.
up.
First things first, open the government. We'll get back to
Mike,
work.
you're gonna-
Thanks for visiting.
And yes, the comments section buzzed with different reactions. Here's some pics.